Sniper rifles in Battlefield 6 are perfect for players who like to take their time, line up the shot, and send enemies straight back to the respawn screen before they even know what happened. And honestly, if your reaction time is sharp enough, you can drag these rifles into close quarters chaos too. They're surprisingly reliable when you trust your aim. And let's be real, nothing feels better than hitting a clean shot while your squad is screaming for help. Now, while all the bolt-action rifles in BF6 look and feel similar at first glance, they each have those tiny quirks that make them shine in different situations. Some work better across large open maps, others reward aggressive mobile playstyles, and a few have those hidden details most players don't even notice. In this video, we're breaking down every sniper rifle in the game and ranking them based on overall usefulness, map versatility, and those little stats that can make a huge difference in a real match. Let's get into it. I'm quickly moving on to the video. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching. The PSR is one of those sniper rifles in Battlefield 6 that immediately makes you rethink how you approach long-range combat. It is nothing like the SV98, and honestly, that contrast is what gives it its own charm. This rifle is built for players who love pushing their engagement distance as far as the battlefield allows. The moment you pick it up, you can feel that it is designed for a very specific job, and if you play into that role, it can be incredibly fun. The first thing you need to know is the sweet spot range. The PSR performs best when you are landing shots between 100 and 150 meters. That is a huge distance compared to what most players typically engage at, which means that you must be picky about your positioning. When you are inside that window, though, the damage potential is extremely satisfying. It is one of those rifles where the environment matters as much as the gun itself. Stat-wise, the PSR shares some similarities with the SV98. It comes with a base magazine size of 10 rounds and a fire rate of 38 rounds per minute. It also starts with a base muzzle velocity of 720 meters per second. On paper, those numbers might seem fine, but for a rifle intended for extreme ranges, you would expect the projectile speed to be significantly higher. That is where the PSR can catch players off guard. Even though the rifle begins with an extended barrel already equipped, its maximum projectile speed caps at 900 meters per second. That still puts it behind options such as a modified M2010 enhanced sniper rifle or even the Mini Scout. This means that you need to lead your shots more than you would expect from a dedicated long-range weapon. If you are not used to projectile drop and tracking distant targets, the learning curve can feel a bit steep at first. The biggest drawback, honestly, is the map pool. Battlefield 6 does not offer a large number of maps that encourage 100 to 150 meter sniping positions. Because of that, the PSR often ends up sitting in your loadout unused, while more versatile rifles take the spotlight. It is not that the PSR is bad, it is just extremely situational, which makes it hard to pick over rifles that perform well at both mid-range and long-range encounters. But here is the thing, when the stars align and you do find that perfect vantage point, the PSR becomes a blast to use. The default 10x scope gives you a crystal clear view of your targets, and when you finally connect that long-distance shot, it feels incredibly rewarding. The rifle may have its issues, but in the right hands and in the right scenario, it absolutely delivers. If you enjoy pure long-range sniping, the PSR has a place in your arsenal. The SV98 is one of those sniper rifles in Battlefield 6 that surprises a lot of players the first time they pick it up. You see the name, you expect a traditional long-range sniping weapon, and then you find out that it is actually built for closer engagements. It feels a bit ironic, but that is exactly what gives the rifle its own unique personality. It is not here to compete with the extreme range monsters. It is here for players who like being closer to the action. Its sweet spot range tells you everything you need to know. The SV98 performs best between 54 and 90 meters, which is incredibly short compared to most sniper rifles in the game. If you think about it, that range almost pushes you into designated marksman rifle territory. This is why the SV98 fits so well in dense urban-style maps where sightlines are tighter and you can reposition quickly without losing control of your surroundings. Now, it does share a similarity with the Mini Scout, and that is the idea of being a close-range sniper option. But here is the catch. The SV98 fires at 38 rounds per minute, That slower fire rate instantly puts it at a disadvantage when dealing with multiple enemies. With the Mini Scout, you can take rapid follow-up shots. With the SV98, you need to commit to each trigger pull. That commitment can make or break the engagement depending on how fast your opponents are reacting. The real challenge with the SV98 is not the fire rate though. It is the muzzle velocity. The weapon starts with a base projectile speed of 720 meters per second when using the basic barrel. This is the same base velocity as the PSR, and just like with that rifle, it feels slow. Even when you upgrade to the extended barrel, the SV98 maxes out at 900 meters per second, which is still noticeably sluggish compared to other sniper rifles in the category. This slow projectile speed becomes a real problem if you try to use the SV98 outside of its intended range. Long-range shots become significantly harder to land because the bullet takes longer to travel, forcing you to lead your target much more than you would with a Mini Scout or an M2010 enhanced sniper rifle. If you are coming from either of those rifles, the difference feels almost shocking. Your muscle memory suddenly works against you, and your shots will miss until you readjust. Even when you stay within that 54 to 90 meter window, the rifle still feels a bit unusual at first. The timing is different, the bullet behavior is different, and the rhythm of combat changes entirely. Most players need a handful of rounds just to recalibrate their expectations. But after you push past that awkward phase, something clicks. The rifle starts feeling natural, and the performance jumps noticeably. Once you get used to how the SV98 handles, you will find that it has its own flow that makes urban sniping exciting. You learn how to quickly pick angles, peek corners, and land shots before the other player realizes what is happening. The rifle rewards deliberate play, not rapid-fire aggression. And in its intended range, that deliberate style can be incredibly powerful. The SV98 gets even stronger once you unlock and attach the extended barrel. It does not magically turn the rifle into a long-range monster, but it does tighten up the feel, smooth out the projectile travel, and make landing shots much more consistent. For players who enjoy being closer to the fight while still using a bolt-action sniper rifle, the SV98 is absolutely worth mastering. The Mini Scout is the sniper rifle you pick up in Battlefield 6 when you want to stay in motion rather than camp on a distant hillside. Everything about this weapon is tuned for aggression. It is fast, it is responsive, and it rewards players who like to push forward while still taking precision shots. The moment you fire it, you can tell that it encourages a completely different rhythm compared to traditional sniper rifles. A huge part of that aggressive playstyle comes from its fire rate of 51 rounds per minute. For a bolt-action sniper rifle, that is remarkably quick. Combine that with its built-in aim-down sights bolt, and you end up with a weapon that barely slows you down between shots. Instead of waiting for a long bolt cycle, you can pop a shot, reposition, and follow up almost instantly. It feels smooth and extremely satisfying once you get into the flow. The Mini Scout also boasts an impressive base projectile speed. With an extended barrel attached, it reaches 1,100 meters per second, which makes it one of the fastest projectile speeds in its category. That means less guessing, less leading, and more opportunities to land hits on moving targets. It is one of those rifles that feels immediately comfortable to use, even if you are not a seasoned sniper player. However, the Mini Scout does come with a downside that experienced snipers will definitely notice. It does not have a sweet spot range at all. Most sniper rifles give you a specific distance where body shots deal lethal damage, which makes them more forgiving in chaotic fights. With the Mini Scout, that safety net just does not exist. You are expected to aim for the head consistently, and that means your skill must be on point if you want to get the most out of this rifle. Another thing to consider is that the Mini Scout is not the only sniper rifle capable of playing aggressively. Weapons such as the M2010 enhanced sniper rifle or the SV98 can technically fill the same role, although they do it slightly less effectively. This overlap means the Mini Scout shares territory with designated marksman rifles as well. In fact, at times it feels almost like a close-range designated marksman rifle, similar to the SVK 8.6, rather than a traditional sniper rifle. But despite that overlap, the Mini Scout remains a top pick for players who love fast-paced sniping. It delivers speed, control, and precision all at once, without requiring much modification to shine. If your playstyle involves constant repositioning, high-energy flanks, and quick reaction shots, then the Mini Scout will feel right at home in your hands. The M2010 Enhanced Sniper Rifle is one of those weapons that instantly becomes a favorite for players who enjoy reliable long-distance precision in Battlefield 6. With a sweet spot range of 75 to 120 meters, it comfortably sits in that perfect mid to long range zone where most sniping engagements naturally happen. It is the kind of rifle that just feels right the moment you start landing shots, and it quickly becomes a go-to option for consistent performance. What really makes the M2010 Enhanced Sniper Rifle shine is its excellent base projectile speed, paired with a fire rate of 43 rounds per minute. Those two stats alone make the rifle incredibly dependable. You spend less time worrying about bullet drop or travel time, and more time focusing on your positioning and target selection. If your main goal is to pick off enemies from a distance without overthinking your shots, this rifle delivers exactly that experience. Of course, it is not perfect. The biggest drawback is its base magazine size of 5 rounds. Compared to other sniper rifles in the game, that is definitely on the low side, which means you will be reloading more often. In hectic matches or when you are trying to chain multiple kills together, this can slow you down. It is not a deal breaker, but it is something you will feel, especially when you are used to rifles with larger magazines. Despite that limitation, the M2010 Enhanced Sniper Rifle remains one of the most versatile bolt-action rifles in the entire class. Its modularity opens the door to a wide range of configurations, and because its base stats are already strong, you can build it for almost any playstyle. Whether you prefer pure long-distance sniping, a slightly more aggressive marksman style, or something balanced in between, the M2010 Enhanced Sniper Rifle adapts beautifully. It is reliable, flexible, and absolutely worthy of a place in your loadout. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.